They called me at 10:42. I remember the exact minute because I took one look at the caller ID and felt my stomach drop before I even answered. The daycare lead, Marissa, didn't bother with a greeting. "Miss Holt," she said, voice thin. "We're showing that Zoe wasn't checked in this morning." I was already standing up from my desk. "That's not possible. I dropped her off myself. I handed her to you." A rustle, a shaky breath. "Ma'am, I wasn't in the lobby at that time." "I was," I snapped. "I was there at 8:13, rushed. I remember it perfectly. I held her coat while she... Why is this even a question? Where is she?" The silence on the line was worse than anything. "We can't locate her," Marissa whispered. I don't remember grabbing my keys or bag, only the violent flash of panic that blurred everything between my office and the parking lot. By the time I reached the car, my hands were shaking so badly I could barely put it in gear. I kept replaying the drop-off as I sped toward the daycare. We were late, and of course, morning chaos. Zoe dragged her feet, rubbing sleep from her eyes. I'd been snapping at her about shoelaces, the spilled cereal, my meeting. She was clingy, quiet. The daycare sits in a squat, beige building with rows of plastic trikes out front. I've never loved it, but it's cheap, close to my office, and the wait list anywhere better or months long. Marissa, the lead, has always rubbed me wrong. Saccharine in front of parents, sharp and dismissive with her staff. But we've been stuck there. That morning, we were so rushed, I practically nudged Zoe through the door. I remember her small hand in mine, the tug as she let go, the fluorescent lights flickering, the chatter of kids, and something she mumbled right before she stepped inside. Something I didn't catch because I was already checking my stupid email. But I dropped her off. I know that with more certainty than anything in my life. When I burst into the lobby, the staff froze like they had been caught doing something wrong. Marissa approached fast, eyes wide and unfocused. Her usual clipped confidence was gone. "Miss Holt, I'm sorry. We're trying to piece together what happened now. Where's my daughter?" I demanded. She held a tablet in her hands, showing the sign-in log. No check-in under Zoe's name, no timestamp, no signature. "Someone must have cleared it," I said. "Or she was marked wrong. Look," I pointed past her. "Her sweater is in the cubby right there." Marissa glanced over, and her face went pale. A tall, nervous teacher stepped closer, twisting her hands. "I thought she went with Miss Riley." "Who?" I snapped. "Our afternoon aide," Marissa said quickly, "but she wasn't scheduled this morning." A young staffer chimed in, voice trembling. "I saw them head down the hallway, toward the nurse's office." Marissa shot her a warning look. She should never be in that room. My chest tightened. What room? Marissa hesitated, just long enough to terrify me. "The isolation room," she said. "It's only supposed to be used for illness." Something cold slid down my spine. "Show me," I said. At the end was a door with a narrow window. Marissa fumbled with her keys. When the lock finally clicked and the door swung open, the smell hit me first. Stale air, disinfectant, something faintly metallic. The room was tiny, bare, a single cot pushed to one wall, a thin blanket bunched and half fallen, a water cup on the floor. The overhead fluorescent buzzed in a flickering, nauseating way, and across the whiteboard near the cot, my heart stopped. A childish drawing sprawled across it in frantic marker strokes. A stick-figure child, a tall figure with long hair labeled "Nice Lady." A third figure scribbled out entirely, black marker lines gouged so hard they dented the board, and behind them, vertical black lines like jail bars. I felt the floor tilt. What is this?" Marissa whispered, "She's not here." Then a sound, a tiny, choked sniff from behind the curtain partition in the corner. I ripped it open. Zoe was curled on the floor between the cot and the wall, sitting in a narrow wedge of space like she'd been trying not to be seen. Her knees pulled up to her chest, her face blotchy, silent tears streaked down her cheeks. She clutched a latex glove in both hands like a stuffed animal. "Oh, sweetheart," I breathed, dropping to my knees, pulling her against me. She shook, but didn't speak. She didn't make a sound. Marissa brought her hands to her mouth. "How long was she she started, but her voice crumbled. Another staff member checked her watch, horrified. She could have been in here since 8:30. Almost 2 hours. My vision went fuzzy at the edges. When I carried Zoe back to the lobby, Miss Riley, the afternoon aide, finally appeared, flushed, wide-eyed, wiping paint off her hands. "What's going on?" she asked. Then she saw Zoe in my arms. Oh my God, you found her?" "Found her? Explain," I snapped. Riley's face tightened with panic. I didn't think she'd disappear. She looked scared when you dropped her off. She told me she didn't feel safe today. Kids say that sometimes, when they're overwhelmed. I just wanted to help. I took her to the isolation room to calm down. I was only going to stay for a minute. "A minute," I choked. "She was in there for hours." Riley flinched. "There was a spill in the art room. I stepped out to try and clean it up. I thought she'd be fine. I told her to stay quiet and relax until I came back." Marissa turned sharply. "You told her to stay quiet?" Riley's voice broke. I didn't want her crying. I said it gently. I thought it would make her feel safe. Safe. I felt Zoe's small fingers tighten in my shirt. And then she finally lifted her head. Her voice was so soft, I almost missed it. "Mommy?" "Yes, baby, I'm right here." She hesitated. Her eyes flicked toward Riley, then back to me. Her throat bobbed. "If I talked," she whispered, "I'd mess everything up." The room went dead silent. I held her tighter, feeling something inside me tear. Riley stumbled back, shaking her head. I didn't mean... But Zoe had already buried her face in my shoulder again, trembling. At home, she still wouldn't talk. I gave her a bath, washed the smell of disinfectant from her hair, set her in fresh pajamas. When I opened her backpack to put away her things, something slipped out and fell onto the floor. The glove, folded neatly, like a keepsake, like a promise she had held on to. I sank onto the bed beside her, unable to speak. Zoe curled beside me, her fingers clutching the glove again, thumb rubbing the latex like it was soft, familiar. Only once, right before she fell asleep, did she whisper anything at all. "I was scared," she murmured, "but I was good." Her breathing slowed. She drifted off. I sat there, long after, staring at the pink imprint on her cheek from where she pressed it into the cot frame. And I couldn't stop imagining her in that room, surrounded by buzzing lights, drawing bars on the whiteboard, erasing them, stacking gloves, waiting for someone who didn't know she was missing, waiting for me. She slept with that glove beside her pillow all week. I never asked her why. I don't think I could bear the answer. Some moments leave marks that don't show up on skin, especially for the young. There's a quiet bravery in a child trying to make sense of something that hurt them. Sometimes healing begins with nothing more than a safe place, a steady breath, and a promise that they're not navigating the dark alone. And maybe that's what love looks like in its simplest form. Staying close enough for those we care about to rest when the world has asked too much of them. Please take care of yourself and of each other, and thank you for joining us.